Hello, everybody. I'm John Brandon. I'm one of the professors in creative writing here at Hamline, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about the major. I'd rather be doing this in person, but we'll make the most of it. So I'll jump right in with the curriculum. We have 3 tracks, fiction, creative nonfiction, and poetry. And the way our curriculum is designed, you'll get training and experience in all 3, but you'll also lean your coursework towards an emphasis. So you'll wind up taking a few more classes in one of these genres than the other 2. And then for senior SEM, you'll be in with everybody in your year. The students like that because you take classes here and there with this person, that person, and then in senior SEM that last spring, everybody's together. And in there, whatever your genre of emphasis is, that's what you do your project in. So the first class we have is Intro to Creative Writing, and people who are either know they're interested or just want to see, either way, usually take that spring of their freshman year. You can also take it fall of your sophomore year, but especially if you've decided that you're going to pursue the major, you shouldn't wait much longer than that. The intro class has at least the 3 genres, poetry, creative nonfiction, and fiction. Depending on the instructor, sometimes it even has more. I was sitting in on one that had a mini section on writing for the stage, but that's a class where you get a taste for everything. And then the next level are classes called Forms and Elements, and that's where the whole semester you're just concentrating on one genre, and you get a lot deeper into things. And then the next class along on the journey is Workshop, and that's where it's turned over much more to the individual writers, not as many prompts, not as much guidance to what you're going to write, but then a lot of feedback after you do write something. Okay, so to continue on where we were, the next thing to tell you is that the creative writing major has an English minor automatically built into it, which we think is important, both for our students as writers to get the critical theory side of things and kind of examine things from the outside in rather than from the inside out, like we do on the creative writing side. And also because it's not uncommon for a lot of our graduates to teach English, English 101 at the start of their career, and this gives a good base from which to pursue that. Let's see. So we also, as I mentioned, we have the 3 I mentioned: fiction, creative nonfiction, poetry, and then we also have kind of a film guru in our department who teaches electives in screenwriting and film. Let's see, next semester he's teaching a do-it-yourself documentary, DIY docs class, and we have plans, probably won't be till fall 2021 now, not this fall, but maybe, we're still hopeful, to add that as a 4th track or a certificate, digital storytelling, that is. We do at least one elective every semester, and we'll try to focus on things that maybe we don't have time to concentrate as much on in the regular course of the core classes. So a class that concentrates on contemporary writing that draws from folk and fairy tales is one that we have upcoming. World building is one that we had recently. This semester we have a class that's just focused on fantasy writing. So there's a lot to choose from as far as what you're going to study and what you're going to create. So to keep following on what I was saying there, in our program, you're welcome to write anything you want. In creative nonfiction, anything from lyric essay to memoir. In poetry, you're going to learn formal poetry, but you can write formal, you can write free verse, and you're going to learn all that too. And in fiction, unlike with a lot of college programs, we welcome sci-fi, fantasy, anything you want to write. So there are things that you're going to learn that you don't have the option of not learning, but when it comes to what you're going to write, you have a lot of choice in that. And unlike a lot of colleges, an undergraduate program, a BFA, which is rare to begin with, all the professors here have multiple books published and have won awards and fellowships and are actively publishing and participating in the industry. Something that I also want to mention. And I guess the last thing curriculum-wise is I'll also mention that we do have a minor that we share with the English department. So that's if you're majoring in something different, whatever it is, psychology, art history, business, whatever it is, but you want a little taste of creative writing in English, we have a minor that's 6 classes total. It's 3 English classes and 3 creative writing classes, and people will take that sometimes to complement their major. Or we also get people who are, very firmly are in a different kind of career path and know what they're doing, but they just love to write and they want to be able to do it better before they leave here. So they'll take that minor, and that's a good option. So I just wanted to take a wider view and talk about the fact that the Twin Cities is just a great place to be a writer and study writing. Arguably the nation's independent publishing hub, and also a huge hub for nonprofits, which a good number of our graduates get involved in that field as well. I just jotted down, these are some of the places people have done internships just in the last couple of years here. The St. Paul Public Library, the Minnesota Book Awards, Button Poetry, Grey Wolf Consortium, Milkweed Editions, Como Park Zoo and Conservatory, Rain Taxi. To brag on a couple of our recent graduates, we had somebody publish a book with Button Poetry that won a big award, and she got flown out to Los Angeles. We had another student who turned an internship at Lerner Publishing into an assistant editor position there. We had another that won the Loft Mentor Series. The Loft is another great organization right in Minneapolis that we have ties to. So a lot of places to get connected to. And then in-house we have Runestone, which is an online literary magazine. The first year we put it out, it won the Director's Prize for Content from AWP. We consider it the best undergraduate literary magazine in the nation. And once a year, we teach a class, and the work in that class is curating and putting out the next issue of the magazine. So another great way to get experience in publishing. The past couple of years, we've had students accepted into MFA programs. I'm going to give you a list again. North Carolina, Wilmington, University of Minnesota, University of South Florida, Northern Michigan, Bennington, Northwestern, the New School in New York. Hamline's Poetry Slam team, been around for 8 years and consistently ranked as one of the top slam teams in the country. Monthly, there's a slam, 80 to 100 students from all different majors typically will attend those. So we have a tight-knit bunch of writers here and a cute little brick house across from the main campus. So check out the website. And if it's tough getting in touch with us through that because of the COVID stuff, your admissions contact or your advisor can get you in touch with us, and we're happy to tell you more. All right. Have a happy, kind of weird Admitted Students Day. Bye, everybody.